It's a great time to be an Arsenal fan, talking about the Gunners and their 5-1 thumping of Sunderland at the Carabao Cup. They're now into the semi-finals, and you know what it is? For Gunners and Arsenal faithfuls all over the world, it's a great time to be an Arsenal faithful. In the world of basketball, not so good to be a purple and gold fan, talking about the Lakers as they lost once again to the Phoenix Suns this time around. And it's on that note I welcome you to today's edition of The Arena. I'm Samson Oloide, and I'm not doing this alone. I've got a guest right here in the studio with me to talk about, football, sports generally. Akim Olaiwaju, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Samson. It's nice being back after a long break.
A long break, it must be said. Now let's start with the Carabao Cup. That's
okay.
what is happening.
Okay.
Last night, Arsenal 5-1 thumping Edward Nketiah with a hat-trick. Things are getting very good for them. Top 4 now. They're into the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup.
Well, that match, let me call it a spectacular game for Arsenal yesterday night, and sincerely, I believe so much that the time that was actually given to Arteta to actually build a formidable team is actually paying off now. And I could see that if a coach is given a free hand, not that maybe he's scared, he's restricted, and definitely the coach, the player will definitely come up, and that is the result of what we can actually see now.
So the match itself, I mean, you have to look at it. The young lads are really making it happen. Bukayo Saka wasn't even in the list. You also had Lacazette, who was rested for the game, yet 5 goals. It seems they are now beginning to believe again, so to speak.
Yes, I won't be surprised at the end of the season if they end up probably
in the top 4.
Top 4. So I won't be surprised because the team has actually geared up, and they are all, the fear factor that they normally give to any team that actually want to play against them is actually coming up now.
Gradually.
So I think Arsenal is back to actually shock the whole world again.
Okay, looking at the match itself, Sunderland just didn't come to the party. The golfing experience was probably just too much for them. Or what do you think went wrong for Sunderland itself?
I think when you look at the Arsenal setup, they are the oldest among them, I think, is 21. And looking at Sunderland, they have so many overage players comparing to Arsenal's, and all those things that, like Arsenal's also, the pace and the young lads also, they want to actually push, they want to for their own shirt. So looking at the discipline that was actually given to Aubameyang and all that, they believe that there is a space for them at the top, and that is the result of what we can see at yesterday's match. Okay, talking about Aubameyang, the saga continues, so to speak, but it just shows that Mikel Arteta is ready to enforce some sort of discipline within the club, and what a way to go when it comes to, facing it squarely against your own captain. Well, former captain as it were now. But it just shows you that Arteta is trying to instill discipline into the Arsenal team. And let's see where they go when it comes to the end of the season. Talking about probably top 4, top 6 finish, and maybe lifting a cup title. They're in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. So it's good times for Arsenal faithfuls. Now let's move over to Spain. Well, not so good for the Catalans, also known as Barcelona faithfuls. They played a 1-1 draw against Sevilla yesterday night in the La Liga, and the struggle continues. Definitely, Xavi has his work cut out. Yeah. Even against 10-men Sevilla, they couldn't get a win. Actually, Sevilla is not a small team.
Definitely,
it's a very big team. For the past 2 seasons, they've been in the Europa Cup finals, and such a team is not a team that you can just push aside. And also looking at Barcelona team, they are a team that the present coach is trying to build up a formidable team. The defender Puyo and Daniel Alves and all these, they are aged. So, and looking at, I think the last match they played, they scored at the dying minute 3-2. They won 3-2. I think. Is it late in the match? Late in the match, and look, and the player that actually scored was 17 or 18 years old. Yes. So this shows us that much shouldn't be expected from Barcelona team. We should forget about the past glory. They are trying to build up. In England, Manchester United have their own share. Arsenal have their own share. So even Real Madrid have their own share at one time or the other. So presently now, Barcelona have their own share in the rebuilding process. So we shouldn't expect much from them.
Okay, let me put you on the spot. Do you think Barcelona can make the top 4 in the Spanish La Liga?
Capital, no, like what I rightly said, they are in the rebuilding process.
So no Champions League football. They're already in Europa League. They couldn't even make it out of the group stage.
Yes, and well, even if they couldn't, I think they will later end up in the Conference League now. so, so when a team is actually in the rebuilding process, I sincerely, even though as a football lover, you want your team to actually win all the games, but sincerely, in the rebuilding process, it takes a long time. What is happening to Man U as well presently in English Premiership also is a rebuilding process. Last season was even not so spectacular to what we are having this presently now. So likewise also the advent of Messi leaving, Suarez leaving, and Griezmann. Also Griezmann leaving, you know, that has forced like 3 strikers leaving a team like that. So it will definitely shake the team, and coupled with their present financial issues of signing big players. So I hope by the end of the season, the end of this present season, this year, they will be able to bring in new players, probably maybe through loan. The next transfer will probably Aubameyang and some other Cavani is coming. So probably they will be able to beef up their team in the coming season.
Okay, let's turn our attention back to the Carabao Cup for matches that will be taking place today. So we'll preview Chelsea against Brentford. And the biggest news for Chelsea's match against Brentford is the fact that Thomas Tuchel has decided to go with the under-23 team to prosecute this tie. Remember, it is the quarterfinals and there's a spot for a semi-final berth at play. So it's the question, should he gamble with this or shouldn't he? But it's understandable. COVID-19 cases are surging, you know, across Premier League clubs. There are also injury concerns for Chelsea. So, under 23, do you think they can make it happen? When both teams met earlier this season, it was a keenly contested affair.
Yeah, well, actually, I believe Chelsea has a very good academic product. In terms, the Chalobah came from this same under 23 team. So, and also looking at the chances of the team presently now, I know what the coach will be telling them is this is the only chance you have in the season to actually play. So they are going to get to the field and play the game of their life, knowing fully well that if they are out of the Carabao Cup, there is no any other game rather than for them to go back to their
maybe FA Cup.
But personally, I think they are even doing very well in the youth Champions League. They are doing pretty very well in the youth Champions League. So, but bringing them down to actually play this Carabao Cup is a very good opportunity to also to be able to see Thomas Tuchel should be able to see for himself what these young lads can actually do.
Okay, let's see how that pans out. Remember, as I said earlier, the Meta had to take Ben Chilwell's lovely strike, stunning strike, it must be said, for Chelsea to win that game. Mendy was the man of the match, pulling off several saves in the encounter. So let's see if the under-23 team can also replicate the feats of their senior team, talking about facing Brentford. There's a spot for the semi-final berth when it comes to the Carabao Cup. Arsenal has secured 3 more to go. Another match that will be taking place today is Liverpool against Leicester City, and that's also another big one. Liverpool, Leicester City, you expect Jurgen Klopp's men to respond. They drew against Spurs in that controversial fixture over the weekend. Yeah. But that match was a fantastic. It was a fantastic match. The match between Liverpool and Tottenham Hotspur. But coming to the match, they will be playing against Leicester City. Presently now, Leicester City are not really doing so fluctuating form, and I don't really know what the problem really is. Probably maybe Vardy is getting aging, but they have Dakan. A couple with the Nigerian boy on the bench. But he hasn't played.
He hasn't played for a while, and Lookman is also doing very well. But Liverpool presently now they are on fire, so I expect them to actually do some like the way they have been doing to give another defeat to Leicester City today.
So Liverpool straight up.
I give it to Liverpool today.
Okay, let's see how that pans out later tonight when Liverpool takes on Leicester City for a spot in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Now, before we go on a break, let's talk about the Italian Serie A, the matches today. But the biggest, or rather the focus, will be on tabletop as Inter Milan who will be looking to consolidate their lead at the top of the standings. Remember, Napoli defeated AC Milan over the weekend, so Napoli are now second and AC Milan have dropped to third. It's a tight race, and those three teams are all in the neck to neck, you want to say. So it's Inter Milan hosting Torino as they look to consolidate. It should be a routine win, but upsets do happen. Are you expecting anything extraordinary from the match?
Sure, because every team actually want to win, and you can be surprised that low team from in the Italian Serie A also, they do come up to actually do surprises. So I expect a very tough game tonight as well in the Italian Serie A.
Will Inter Milan nick it?
Well, it's going to be a very tough match. Let me be in the middle.
Okay, let's go on a break right now. We'll take some commercial breaks. When we return, we'll be talking about the business aspect of sports. Do stick around.
Market just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go walk, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for now. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do now make you go for the open am. Take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again, my brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081 63 974447. 080-35-644436, 070-6663-8213. Banga fresh palm fruit extract.
Mama, you're coming to Lagos. Banga. Baby, Mama just called me now. She's coming to see you. She asked me to tell you to make banga soup for her. And she's close to the house. Oh.
How do you expect me to prepare banga in just few minutes?
I have a solution for you.
Really?
If you no sabi cook the banga, you no go enter my family.
Pali banga is used in making other exotic dishes such as banga jollof rice, banga efo riro, banga asaro or yam porridge, banga egusi, and many more. Pali banga is easy to open, no preservatives, no cholesterol, and no coloring. Approved by NAFDAC. Manufactured by Pali Agro Products Limited. Available in all leading stores and supermarkets nationwide.
Pali banga, natural palm fruit extracts for tasty African cuisine.
Thanks for staying tuned. It's still the arena right here on iBrandTV, coming to you live from our studios in Lagos, Nigeria. And I'm still Samson Lady, and I've got Akim Olairaju here with me. Now let's delve into the thick of things, talking about the business side of sports. And we'll start with the world of football, where FIFA has said that the biannual World Cup plans could generate £3.3 billion extra revenue for FIFA and its association members. It's all about the money.
Yeah.
And the reports are now conflicted.
Okay.
UEFA on Friday released a study that said domestic leagues and UEFA could lose as much as £6.8 billion due to TV rights and all if you have the biannual World Cup in place. Now, FIFA is saying there's still so much more money to be made, from gate receipts to TV rights, media rights, sponsorships and all, that would generate over £3.3 billion, and association members will be able to share from the largesse. Now, where do we stand? What do you think? Let me get your take before we delve into the aspect of additional £3.3 billion.
This is typically politics and likewise also self-centered kind of decision. When I was looking at the social media recently, I read that about 17 point something US dollars or so we pay to each
12.1 million pounds will be paid to each association members.
There is an idea that say that do what dictate the Bible. So even the association in each of the countries representing that form the FIFA, it's not has to come down to their level that okay, what do they need to
do?
What are they benefiting? What are they going to lose? It's just a mathematical explanation in that particular regard. But looking at the whole situation, it's all now depend now on what the leadership of FIFA will now get to know. Okay, we are going to add more to what you are getting. So with that, they also will come down. Okay, so like Nigeria now, we have to struggle with sponsorship, blah blah, like this. I was listening to Sheikh Diko yesterday on TV, and was saying that fans should come to the stadium as well, be emotional in whatsoever they are, the team they are actually supporting. All the association represented in FIFA, they also need resources, they need fund, and FIFA is showing you this is the money we are giving to you.
£1 million.
So
the NFF will grab it.
So those are the things that will be actually considered. But sincerely, we're looking at it, 2 years is going to cause a whole lot. I believe there are tournaments that will be scrapped because of that.
Definitely.
And likewise also
even the Olympics
the players also will be affected in terms of fatigue and all that. They need to put those things in consideration because they are not machine, they are human beings. So but money is very important as well in business.
Well, let's see how it pans out. The consolidations and consultations, I beg your pardon, continues. Remember, the FIFA Global Summit took place over the weekend, and that's where FIFA made the claims of additional £3.3 billion to be generated in terms of revenue if the World Cup takes place every 2 years. This was Arsene Wenger's plan. He is the head of FIFA's, global football development, and it seems like it's looking likely that it will see the light of the day. Remember, Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, said he's confident that if it goes to a vote right now, that the proposal will scale through. So, still so many
money,
so many political undertones underneath, and two bodies are against this thus far. CAF supported just a few weeks back.
Yeah.
They supported the biannual World Cup plans, but UEFA is opposing it, as well as CONMEBOL, which is the South American body. UEFA is understandable. They said they will lose £6.8 billion. That's too much money.
But I so much believe that they are still deliberating. But even for the fact that you are thinking that CAF actually supported, I believe there are...
They did in their General Assembly.
But I believe there are elements in the CAF Assembly that probably they are not happy about the biannual tournament. Because I could heard about what is it not Egyptian national, or is it Egypt or Algeria? They already write FIFA. They already are CAF that the African Cup of Nations should be shifted.
Egypt, and that's because of Al Ahly's participation at the Club World Cup.
So it means that there are a lot of clashes with different tournaments also, because if those players actually go for the
because the tournament was moved from December.
Now African Cup of Nations is taking place in January. So there are a lot of clashes that will actually be taking place. So probably maybe the national team, they will be having like 2 teams or 3 teams. So with that one won't affect it won't affect all the players. But sincerely, I believe it's still undergoing deliberation. They are still going to vote at the FIFA level, for the fact that Africa is. I believe Africa is not the largest. What do you call it?
UEFA definitely.
Yeah. So, and with that, there is still a lot of things that can change.
Okay.
A lot of things can change.
Okay. Let's see how that pans out.
Still a proposal.
Yes, still a proposal, definitely. There's still regards FIFA. We're still on FIFA now. We'll talk about FIFA and Women's World Cup now, because FIFA has secured Visa, the payment technology giant, as the first global partner or sponsor for the women's game. Remember, FIFA brought about a new commercial structure just about 2 weeks ago, and Visa, that has been a partner of FIFA since 2007, has now decided that it would invest in the women's game. And this investment will start from next year's World Cup or 2023, I beg your pardon, the Women's World Cup?
Oh, actually, if I must say, the biannual tournament they are actually talking about, if they can actually start with the women football, it will develop women football in Africa and even in Europe, compared to starting the trial system should start with the women football, and by so doing, it will help the women football to actually develop in Africa.
Okay, that's great. Talking about FIFA and Visa and the impact it will have on Women's World Cup. Let's go on a quick commercial break right now. When we return, we'll still be talking about business and sports. Still stick around.
Powerful looks command respect, they say. The perfect body, the perfect grooming, and ultimately the perfect skin. Looks, style, and grooming makes the ultimate man. Found a ridiculously easy way to make my skin always feel epic. My name is Neo. I found Blemiviv, and now my skin finally makes sense.
Thanks for staying tuned. It's still the arena. Now it's time to talk a bit of rugby, and it has to do with the National Rugby League, which has signed a 5-year extension deal with Nine Entertainment, its longtime broadcasting partner, in a deal worth $409 million annually. So much money. The current deal is $1.8 billion, but the new extension, 5 years, is now up to $2 billion.
Well, like what you have rightly said, there is money in sport now.
Definitely.
And I hope probably even the Nigerian government, by now they are woken up to the reality that it's time to actually invest in sport heavily. And I think some states in Nigeria now, they are actually doing that a lot, coupled with the National Sport Festival that will be taking place in Delta. Though money is just the whole essence of aside money, entertainment also, a lot of things come into play. But I think investment now is what is much more considerable in sports now.
So we're looking at $82 million until 2027. That will be paid annually, and you also have $10.7 million for contract and non-cash issues. So much money. This is rugby, and it's the biggest when it comes to rugby competitions in the world.
Yeah, for example, I think the best African countries presently that actually in rugby, South Africa.
Yes, South Africa.
Sincerely, I do follow them on social media and other platforms, and I realize that there are a lot of investment there from the South African FA. But in Nigeria, I don't think there is. I've been so much.
The sport is not popular here.
It's not popular in Nigeria. Yes. It's not football, but it's a good way to go anyway.
Okay, let's leave rugby for now and talk about something that is sports inclined. Talking about fitness and well-being. The fitness app market has been projected to be worth $120 billion by 2030, and that's a study that's been carried out by Allied Markets Group. And the study realizes that shown that the markets itself is worth $13 billion. I beg your pardon, as of 2020. So people are now being more conscious about healthy lifestyles and healthy living and fitness as well. I think the pandemic played a part because people couldn't go to the gyms.
I remember during the COVID, I had to walk like 10 kilometers daily during the COVID in order to keep myself fit. And looking at it in Europe now, the kind of freedom we enjoy here in Africa is not compared to what they have over there. You know, the COVID-19 rules and the protocols is so highly followed over there. and people actually want to stay healthy these days, and this like the fitness app which an individual can actually download on their Android or iOS.
The increase on with smartphones has made it easier.
So that makes it much more life much more better. So it's a good way for general for every individual that love fitness.
It's what everyone should do, actually, you know, keeping fit, talking about exercising on a regular basis, as well as ensuring that you watch your diet. That's what it is. Now let's talk about basketball quickly. The Lakers lost again. It's fluctuating. They win today, they lose tomorrow. You know, it's worrisome, really. And LeBron James scored 34 points. It wasn't enough. They lost to the Phoenix Suns.
Every team want to write their name in gold.
Definitely. So the Suns are on a run.
So and every day can never be a Christmas. So, and today you celebrate, tomorrow you learn from your defeat. So I believe they are going to, they will definitely get back to their best. So along the line, all those matches that they have lost, they will learn from their mistakes, and before the end of the season,
they'll make the playoffs.
They will make the playoff.
Okay, let's see, talking about making the playoffs, because Carmelo Anthony was also ejected in this match, and the bulk of the work had to do with LeBron James. Unfortunately, his 34 points couldn't get them through the finish line, as the Phoenix Suns cemented their place as the second best team in the Western Conference. For the Lakers, they're just at the outskirts of the playoff boundaries, talking about the 8th spot. Now let's still talk about basketball, but we're talking about the Hall of Fame, Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, and the nominees for the class of 2022 has been released, all first-timers, and the biggest name there has to be Spurs legend, talking about the NBA 4-time champion Manu Ginobili, who won the gold medal with Argentina at the 2004 Olympics. He is regarded as arguably the best ever overseas player in the NBA. 4 NBA titles, multiple All-Star team appearances, an Olympic gold medal in 2004, defeated the almighty USA. It's deserving of it.
Yeah, that is actually quite understood. If you are familiar with always being on the top of your game, then the reward is actually excellence, and I really congratulate him for the achievement he has
had in his career.
So it's a good one.
Okay, talking about the class of 2022 for the NBA Hall of Fame. Now let's wrap up with Formula 1, and it has to do with Mick Schumacher, the son of the legendary Formula 1 driver Michael Schumacher. He has been named as the reserve driver for the Ferrari team for the 2022 season, which will commence in March next year. Now, it means that he would have to combine that role with his driving sports as a driver for the Haas team. Remember, reserves drivers are drivers that would have to drive for a particular team when their regular drivers are unavoidably absent, probably due to health reasons or injuries or suspension. So we're getting close to that point wherein Mick Schumacher would drive for Ferrari, just as his father, who won multiple world titles with the team.
Well, I believe he's actually prepared to he has been prepared, psychologically and also in training technically.
He has the drive.
So he has the drive. He knows what to do. So, but he's never a burden to him, and he has set his mind that this is what can actually happen in the course of the game. So, I believe so much that he can actually achieve more success.
Okay, let's see how that pans out, because he has also learned from Sebastian Vettel at some point, the former Ferrari driver. So that's how much we can take on today's edition of the show. Akim Olayiwaju, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Samson. Thank you for having me.
Thank you to the production crew, and to you, our viewers. You guys are the MVP, as I often say. Thank you so much for sticking around with us. The arena returns tomorrow. Until then, do stay blessed and stay safe. There's still so much content from where this came.
All right.